Imagine it's 10:30 p.m. You've brushed your teeth, scrolled through the same 5 apps twice, and are now inexplicably hungry. Instead of raiding the fridge for leftover cake or salty chips, you reach for a handful of almonds, maybe some pistachios if you're feeling fancy. What might seem like a modest act of self-control could, in fact, be triggering a tiny microbial party in your gut, the kind that changes the way your metabolism works while you sleep. Welcome to the world where nighttime snacking, particularly on nuts, isn't just a guilty pleasure. It might be a microbiome makeover strategy. Now, before you run off to buy bulk bags of mixed nuts, let's be clear. Not all nuts are created equal, especially when it comes to their effect on gut bacteria. Almonds, walnuts, and pistachios are like the three musketeers of fiber-rich, polyphenol-packed nutrition, but each brings its own unique toolkit to the gut microbiome. Almonds come armed with prebiotic fibers that feed the good guys, especially bifidobacteria and lactobacillus species, encouraging a microbial ecosystem that's less inflammatory and more metabolically chill. Walnuts, with their high omega-3 content and polyphenol, take a different route. They're the diplomats, helping reduce oxidative stress and promoting the growth of bacteria that may improve fat metabolism. Pistachios? They're the smooth operators, slightly sweet, packed with lutein, vitamin B6, and even more fiber per ounce than the other two. They encourage butyrate-producing bacteria, which are kind of like the gut's own internal spa treatment for your colon lining. But why eat them at night? Isn't eating after 8 p.m. supposed to be some dietary sin handed down from ancient nutrition folklore? Well, it turns out the gut microbiome follows a circadian rhythm just like we do. And at night, your gut bugs get a bit more selective. They're not into greasy, sugary foods, but they respond well to fiber and fat-rich sources that ferment slowly. Nuts, being nutrient-dense and low in simple sugars, don't spike blood glucose the way ice cream or cookies might. Instead, they offer a slow release of energy and fuel for your resident microbes to process overnight. It's kind of like giving your gut a bedtime story instead of a horror film. In recent comparative trials, yes, researchers have actually studied this. Bless their fiber-loving hearts, pistachios consistently came out as top performers in promoting microbial diversity. They increased levels of butyrate producers and seem to help modulate insulin sensitivity, even when eaten in the evening. Almonds, meanwhile, have been associated with modest improvements in HDL cholesterol and gut barrier integrity, which helps prevent leaky gut and the low-grade inflammation it can cause. Walnuts are the wild card. They may not shift the gut microbiome dramatically in every individual, but in those who respond, the shift can lead to increased short-chain fatty acid production and better regulation of appetite-related hormones like ghrelin and peptide YY. The beauty here is in the synergy. You're not just feeding yourself, you're curating a microbial playlist for the night shift. And while nobody's saying you should eat nuts in bed, your sheets don't deserve that betrayal. Snacking on a small portion of mixed nuts an hour or two before sleep could very well enhance not just your gut health, but your next morning's insulin response and hunger patterns. Now, there are some caveats. If you're popping salted, honey-roasted nuts by the handful while watching late-night drama, the benefits might get buried under sodium and added sugar. Also, portion control matters. Nuts are calorie-dense, and while the microbiome loves their complex fats and fibers, it doesn't need a fist-sized serving to throw the party. Around 1 ounce, 28 grams, is the sweet spot in most studies. So if you're looking for a bedtime snack that doesn't sabotage your waistline, wreck your blood sugar, or leave your gut bacteria feeling abandoned, nuts might be your new nighttime heroes. Whether you prefer the sleek crunch of an almond, the earthy richness of a walnut, or the cheeky satisfaction of cracking open a pistachio shell, you're doing more than feeding yourself. You're hosting a late-night microbial mixer with metabolic perks. And that's a snack worth staying up for.